County Board of County Commissioners regular meeting for Monday, March 24th, 2025 at 6 p.m. We'll have the prayer by Commissioner Seth, replaced by Commissioner Patterson. Would everybody please rise?
Dear Heavenly Father, I move to come before you again this afternoon. We ask you, Lord, to be with us, guide us in the decisions that we make, that they be pleasing in your sight and beneficial to our residents. Father, I thank you for your ever presence in our lives, and I ask you to forgive us of our sins. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to welcome everybody here tonight. We might have a short agenda, I don't know. So, amendments to the agenda, I guess you want to add this. Is this what you want to add as this variance application?
Yes, sir. This is the rebuild Florida home that one of the homes was affected. We want to ask the board to consider their application fee.
So we would put that as number 8.
If you don't mind that. Thank you.
Accept the motion to add the request to consider waiving the variance application fee for a rebuilt Florida home as number 8 on the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
I got a motion by Commissioner Patterson, second by Commissioner Taylor. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
All right.
Opposed? Passes 5-0, so it'll be number 8. All right, public input on non-agenda items. Anyone wishing to provide public comment, please fill out a comment card on the table at the entrance to the commission chambers. Please note all comments on non-agenda items are limited to 3 minutes and or the board's discretion. With that said, do we have any public comment? Everybody is quiet. This filled out. We will move on to presentations and awards, which is number 1. Request to proclaim the month of March 2025 as American Red Cross Month. And I will read the proclamation into the record. Oh, you're here. You can move it. If you don't mind, come on up. I didn't know you had a representative.
Yes, hi, I'm Michelle. You have the proclamation. I don't have a copy of that. But
Okay.
if you'd like to read it, that would be great.
Okay. I will read it in. Okay. Says proclamation, whereas we celebrate American Red Cross Month by recognizing the compassionate acts of people in Glades County by renewing the commitment to lend a helping hand to our neighbors in need, and whereas since Clara Barton founded the American Red Cross more than 150 years ago, and 108 years ago in South Florida, generation after generation has stepped up to deliver relief and care across our community, bringing out the best of humanity in times of crisis, and whereas volunteers advancing the noble mission who give their time remain unwavering in their commitment to prevent and alleviate human suffering in the face of today's emergencies, and whereas whether it's delivering shelter, food, and comfort during a disaster, supporting service members, veterans and their families, saving lives with first aid, CPR, AED, and other skills, or delivering international aid and reconnecting loved ones separated by global crisis, volunteers selflessly answer the call to help. And whereas we applaud the American Red Cross mission to prevent and alleviate human suffering in the face of emergencies, and our community depends on the American Red Cross, which relies on volunteers and the generosity of the public to perform its mission. Now, therefore, we, the Board of County Commissioners of Glades County, Florida, do hereby proclaim the month of March 2025 to be designated as American Red Cross Month.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Commissioners, for recognizing Red Cross. I'm Jill Plummer. I serve as the Executive Director for our chapter, the Florida Gulf Coast Heartland chapter, which covers Lee, Collier, Hendry Glades, and Highlands counties. So it's a pretty big geographical area. And I appreciate being here tonight and being recognized. The American Red Cross truly is a community asset. And every day, local volunteers and donors help deliver the mission, ensuring that we are there for those during their greatest times of need. When emergency strikes, our communities rally together to help families and individuals when it matters most. During this time of continuous response with back-to-back devastating disasters and less time in between for recovery, there's never been a greater time and a greater need for volunteers. So we ask the community to step forward to help us with their time and their talent. We invite everybody to turn their compassion into action by donating, volunteering, or taking a life-saving course. And as we get ready to go back into another hurricane season, it's a gentle reminder for us all to make our preparations and to know the organizations and what we all do to ensure that our communities are prepared and ready for the next disaster. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and we appreciate, you guys stepped up out here when we had the tornado go through Lakeport. I know you were there and helping the community. We appreciate everything you do.
Absolutely. It was another trying hurricane season last year, and we will be there and we're going to support you again. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
Where's the closest physical office to us? Is that in Lee County or?
So it is, we only have one physical office now in Fort Myers, but then we have volunteers throughout the 5 county areas. And we work very closely with Chief Factor up here, who notifies us anytime there's a home fire so that we can deploy our volunteers to be able to help those individuals, which fires are the #1 disaster that we respond to every day in our community.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve request to proclaim the month of March 2025 as American Red Cross Month.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Taylor, second by Commissioner Patterson. Is there?
No.
Who was it? Barnes? Mr. Barnes, sorry about that. I got the voice was confused. Second by Mr. Barnes. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-1. Thank you again. Public hearing, we have none. Our consent agenda is number 2, county warrants. Number 3, approve the minutes of the January 14th, 2025 regular meeting. Number 4, approve the minutes of the January 27th, 2025 regular meeting.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, I'll need to abstain on all Taylor Electric items on county warrants, because I have a conflict and I'm related.
Was it on Taylor Electric?
Yes.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
All right, motion by Commissioner Patterson, second by Commissioner Barnes, to approve the consent agenda with Commissioner Taylor abstaining on all Taylor Electric items. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0. All right, public input on non-agenda items. Anyone wishing to provide a public comment on an agenda item, please fill out a comment card on the table at the entrance to the commission chambers. Please note all comments on agenda items are limited to 3 minutes and/or the board's discretion. Our business agenda is number 5, planning commission membership appointments.
Good evening, Chair, Commissioners, Susan Buchalance for the record. Before you this evening is an item for the Planning Commission membership. I provided you with a packet, and for information purposes for the public, the Glades County Planning Commission is made up of 7 members appointed by the Glades County Board of County Commissioners. The members are appointed to staggered terms of 2 years, with each member assigned a seat number designation of 1 through 7. Members holding odd seat numbers have terms that expire on March 31st in odd numbered years, and members holding even seat numbers have terms that expire on March 31st of even years. When vacancies occur on the Planning Commission due to the expiration of a member's assigned 2-year term, the board nominates individuals for each expired seat. When a vacancy occurs due to resignation, death, or removal of a member of the Planning Commission, the board nominates an individual to serve the balance of that term. So before you today, we have a vacancy. There's 1 board member vacancy with Shannon Hall's resignation. She submitted her resignation on February 27th of this year. The seat number that was vacated was seat number 2, with the term member expiring March 31st, 2026. So she's still in the middle of, that term is still in the middle of it. Then you have to consider expiration of odd seat numbers. 4 planning commission members that hold seat numbers have terms that expire on March 31st, 2025. And those members are seat number 1, Carl Perry, seat number 3, Steve Dobbs, seat number 5, Jack Wilson, and seat number 7, Ellen Beers. We have 11 citizen applications that were submitted for appointment to the Planning Commission / local planning agency. The list of individuals that submitted a citizen application are shown in alphabetical order. Benito Alvarez, Ellen Beers, Steve Dobbs, S. Yvonne Dahl, Lori Fairchild, Carl Perry, James Quigley, Richard Sobel, Annie Sterling, Elizabeth Walters-Wolf, and Jack Wilson. The board has the authority to nominate an individual for appointment to fill the vacancy and to appoint or reappoint members to staggered terms of 2 years for each of the expired seats. All appointments by the board require an official action to be effective, and all members of the Planning Commission are required to be bona fide residents of the county. Each one of these citizen applicants is confirmed as a resident of this county, bona fide resident. So I have provided some attachments to you. One of them was from the Code of Ordinances, which is an adopted ordinance by the Board of County Commissioners, and that explains the membership for the Planning Commission. I just summarized basically to cover this evening. I then have provided you the Planning Commission members by county district, and it also has their number. As you can see, each person's assigned a number, and that number is what determines which year their term expires. So there's 7 members, and the number 2 is the vacant one. That was the one where Shannon Hall had resigned. She started in 2020, or 2002, I believe it was, so she's been here for a while. Then I have another page that shows to you, it's a table, and it has the Planning Commission members, 1 through 7, with their expiration date of their term, and then I've listed the commissioner districts. And I confirmed this with the supervisor of elections as to where each individual lived and what their commissioner district was. So to reiterate, you have 4 Planning Commission member terms that expire at the end of this month. You need to appoint or reappoint some new people or the people that were on here before. The next thing you have to do is to fill the member's term that expired. And then I provided you all the applications. And Brittany was good enough, was really wonderful. She provided, I know last time we went through this, we had to tear up little pieces of paper, so she provided me with some lists that I gladly copied. Thank you, Brittany. So, if you agree, County Manager, I'd like to first address the vacancy. And I have a sheet here, and you have your 11 people to choose. And this is the person you're going to choose to take Shannon Hall's position.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, Shannon Hall, and I know this doesn't make it too big of a difference, it doesn't matter the district, but she was in District 5, correct?
No, District 1, actually.
District 1?
Yes.
So,
She's from Lakewood.
Lakewood. So alright, I'm seeing.
So right now, you have somebody serving in every one of your districts, even with Ms. Hall's resignation. You have Ms. Spears, who serves in District 3. And then you have 2 that are in your district, Ms. Taylor, and that is Timothy Jones and Jeff Wilson. And then I was considering taking one seat at a time after we do the vacancy. We can cross off the person that you appoint for the vacancy, do that first. And then cross a name off, and we can do, I have seat 1, I have seat 3, 5, and 7. If you want to take one at a time, it's a lot to fill.
Mr. Chairman, wouldn't we wanna see if we wanted to fill reappoint the ones first, to consider that? Do the reappointments first, and then you would do the vacancy? I understand.
That's fine.
Because that way you can look at each one of those, reappoint and move that one off the table, if that's your choice. And then you can take the remaining, if you choose to not reappoint somebody that you would do, put somebody else in that position. But you can get that, basically, then you see what remaining people are able to fill the vacancy. Does that make better process, Mr. Chairman?
Excuse me, I'll go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair. I have looked at all the applications, and just for me, I'm good with reappointing those. I don't see a reason to discontinue those who have been serving on this board, so that's my opinion. If we need to vote on each individual, then I'm good with that, but just to let my opinion be known, I'm good with the reappointment of all those who have been serving.
Mr. Chair, I agree with Commissioner Taylor. We have 4 people that have been serving on there, especially with all the things that have been going on, and they've asked to continue serving our county and continue doing a good job. I'm fine with that.
There's 2 over here. Can I get a motion to say that?
Yeah. I'll make a motion to reappoint the seat number 1, seat number 3, seat number 5, and seat number 7 as presented.
Alright. I got a motion by Commissioner Patterson, second by Commissioner Sapp to reappoint the 1, 3, 5, and 7 with the same people that have been serving there. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0. Now we can fill the seat ups. Wait.
So she can pass the forms out, just disregard the 4 that you just appointed, and you just choose 1 that you would like to see fill the vacancy in Ms. Hall.
Lowest number.
Whoever gets the most votes in this one would lose. Are you gonna do the 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah.
If you do the 1, 2, 3, 4, the lowest number would get.
Okay. That's what I wanted to check.
Yeah, that's what the highest number was least preferred.
I just don't agree
No,
with
but
that.
you wanted to keep wrong with this for a minute. There's 2.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I was saying.
It's a learning process.
So,
Do you want to put it up,
I don't
put our number 1
but
preference,
you
and
see-
number 2, and then number 3?
I can use it,
so make sure you don't vote for someone that's already on there.
Right.
that would be helpful.
So you want us to vote on every one of them or just the top 3?
Your top 3, your first choice 1, your second choice 2, and your third choice 3. And then we'll add them up and see who has the, in this case, it's the golf score, the lowest score wins. No mulligans.
Put your name on it.
Yep. You did good.
And Ms. Bishones, did we look at the last applicants that put in and contact them as well to see if they still wanted to try to serve?
I advertised.
Okay.
Yeah, they filled out a application.
we do have to also think about if one person only received one vote, then once you receive multiple votes, we would have to look at 2 and 3 nominees.
After the three of them, I'm just gonna call it.
Uh,
The three of them could cause some.
so
Should we just go back?
we have 3 people who received 3 votes. Lori Fairchild, who received 3 votes, equals 7. James Quigley received 3 votes, which equals 6. And Elizabeth Wolf received 3 votes, which equals 5. The other one, Yvonne Dahl, received 2 votes, which is a 5. Benito Alvarez received 2 votes, which was a 5. Richard Sobel received 1 vote, but it was a 1, and Ann Sterling received 1 vote, which is a 1. So if we took the ones that have the 3 votes, that's 3 commissioners, put them on their list, their numbers would be 7, 6, and 5, which Elizabeth Wolf would be the lowest score for the ones that have 3 votes.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to appoint.
If you want to just take the 3, the ones that got the 3 and re-vote for those 3. Only got 3 votes.
You can do that, or,
Just,
so who were the top 3 out of the?
so you had Lori Fairchild with 3 votes, a total of 7 points. James Quigley with 3 votes, a total of 6. Elizabeth Walters Wolf got 3 votes, which totaled 5. Miss Wolf got 2 first picks and a 3. Mr. Quigley got 2, a 1 and a 3, and Lori Fairchild got a 3, 2, and a 2. So Elizabeth Walters Wolf had 2 as their first choice. She's the low scorer.
Kind of hard. I don't know, it's up to the board, we can take the top 3 and renumber them, or we can just make a motion to accept. I think we ought to take the top 3 and re-vote on them, because it's fair, I believe.
Okay. So if you could pass out a new sheet, please.
You just vote on one this time? Or?
So you're gonna vote on,
You're gonna number 1, 2, 3 of the 3 that we just said, right?
I would only pick 2 out of the top 3.
Okay, who were the 3 again?
So you had Lori Fairchild, James Quigley, Elizabeth Walter Wolf.
So just do 2.
Just do 2.
Write your name on it.
I have to see I didn't do that.
I need a commissioner to do one up. So this, is this, okay. Did you give me another blank one?
Right here. I'll let you get this.
I missed one.
Why do I have? So everybody voted for, there's 1 and 2.
Can't just vote for 2 that time. Huh? Just vote for 2 that time.
This one's open too.
Did you give me a blank one? So Elizabeth Walters Wolf got 4 votes, totaling 4 points, 6 points. James Quigley got 2 votes, totaling 2 points, and Lori Fairchild got 2 votes, totaling 4 points. So Elizabeth Walters Wolf got 4 votes. Even though she got a higher number, but she also received more votes. Okay? What's the pleasure? Sorry?
Second.
Second motion by Commissioner Sapp to appoint Mrs. Walker Wolf, is that? Walters Wolf, or last name Walters or Wolf?
Walters hyphen Wolf.
And Mr. Patterson will second it. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Passes 5-0. I don't know if you need to read those votes into the record.
I'll give them to her.
So she's got.
I did read them in.
Well, I mean by commissioner.
Oh, do we want to read them in, Mike?
You probably need to do the first round first and then just so it's in the record who voted for who. Otherwise, everybody's gonna be requested to vote across.
So in the first voting round, Commissioner Stanley voted for S. Yvonne Dahl, was his 3rd choice. His 2nd choice, Mr. James Quigley, and his 1st choice was Richard Sobel. Commissioner Taylor voted Elizabeth Walters Wolf as her number 1, Lori Fairchild as number 3, Benito Alvarez as her number 2. Commissioner Patterson voted Annie Sterling as his 1st choice, Lori Fairchild as his 2nd choice, and Elizabeth Walters Wolf as 3rd choice. Commissioner Sapp voted Elizabeth Walters Wolf as 1st, Lori Fairchild as 2nd, and James Quigley as 3rd. And Commissioner Barnes voted Benito Alvarez as 3rd, Yvonne Dahl as 2nd, and James Quigley as 1st. I only have 2. Okay. And then the second vote was Commissioner Patterson. Lori Fairchild was his 2nd choice. Elizabeth Walters Wolf was his 1st choice. Commissioner Barnes, James Quigley was his 1st choice. Elizabeth Walters Wolf was number 2. Commissioner Stanley was Quigley as 1st choice. Elizabeth Walters Wolf as 2nd choice. Commissioner Taylor was Lori Fairchild, 2nd choice. Elizabeth Walters were Wolf, the 1st choice. I think so.
We'll move on to number 7, is update position title from, number 6. Request the chair to sign the purchase agreement number PK 299 and the business associate agreement with Central Florida Behavioral Health Network, Inc. to utilize the opioid settlement funding to provide behavioral health service within Glades County.
So this is the opioid settlement. And I think we get like $80,000 in that amount. And we can use it for Narcan and that with we can use it for training and education.
I'm not that guy. That's not that guy.
So this one isn't as demanding as the others, but we would recommend approving the purchase agreement with behavioral health for the opioid settlement.
What are we buying?
We're just getting money and then we can use it for Narcan, for the EMS, we can use it for EMS training, and we can use it for educational brochures to help stop it. There's a list of 3 different categories, but typically what we try to use it for is the Narcan, is an education, training for our use of the Narcan.
Okay. Ms. Chairman, I move to approve the request of chair to sign the purchase agreement, PK 299, and the Business Association Agreement with Central Florida Behavioral Health Network Incorporated, CFBHN, to utilize the open settlement funding to provide behavioral health services within Glades County.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Taylor, motion by Commissioner Sapp, second by Commissioner Taylor. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes five. Alright, now we'll move to number 7, update position title from permit technician, TDC coordinator to planning technician, TDC coordinator, and adopt planning technician job description.
Bailey Taylor, HR Director. A need's been identified for the Community Development Department to add a planning technician. Currently, the board has a vacant permit tech / TDC coordinator position. This request is to reclassify the permit tech position to a planning tech position. There will be no change in the funding allocation. And additionally, we request that the board adopt planning technician job description for the position.
Mr. Chairman, if I may,
Yes, sir.
this position is gonna be paid 75% out of community development and 25% out of TDC. They're gonna take over some of the duties that Susan was doing with TDC. The reason to do this is to try to take some of the burden off our staff and to get some more expertise on the planning side. They're pretty good pretty well staffed on the permitting side, but the number of applications for, just like we had with the trailer, the last one, there's a lot of stuff coming in, so we're trying to take and spread some of that burden off of Mr. Bouchon if we can.
Mr. Chairman, is this position already been budgeted for, and we're just changing the name of it, or is there, the allocation as far as pay is gonna be the same, not just the percentage, but the dollar, correct?
The position has been vacant, since, for a while, it's been vacant since budget started, so, the requested amount would be $19 to $20 an hour.
But to answer your question, yes, it was a permitted budgeted position as a permit tech TDC, and so we're just changing, we're asking for
The name of it.
the name of it and the experience. To try to-
We're not adding anything into the budget, we're not adding new.
At this time.
Okay. Mr. Chair, I move to approve the update of the position title from permit technician, TDC coordinator, to planning technician, TDC coordinator, and adopt the planning technician job description as presented.
A motion by Commissioner Patterson, second by Commissioner Barnes. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Alright, number 8, request to consider waiving the variance application fee for a rebuilt Florida home.
And Mr. Chairman, we have a resident over on Washington Park that their home was damaged by the hurricane. They became eligible for a rebuilt Florida home. The challenge was the lot that this home was going on was a non-conforming lot because the house didn't meet the setbacks in the front or rear or side setbacks, the front or side setbacks. They went and selected a home. The home that they were currently in was 1,100 square feet. They chose a 1,500 square foot home, which is larger than the one that was there, and it's been purchased. And they're adamant to try to get this on the lot. And Judson and them have worked with them to get that new trailer on that lot and only have a small variance for that trailer to fit. But they have to go through the variance process. And because it's a Florida rebuild, Florida home, they don't wanna pay the application fee. So I told Mr. Bouchon, if the board wants to do the application fee, it's something I would be supportive of, but the actual cost for mailing and those types of things, they would still be responsible for. But they're really anxious to try to get this home set up. And Mr. Bouchon's gonna call for an emergency meeting to try to get the variance done and get their application in, get their variance done as quickly as possible. But the application fee is one of the things they don't wanna pay. And ask you to waive that fee, it's $500.
Mr. Chairman, it's a single wide, double wide trailer, so.
It's a double wide, isn't it? It's a Double wide.
So, I mean, we knew the measurements of the lot, we knew the measurements of the trailer before they purchased.
We did not. They went out and purchased the trailer, and then they came in to get a permit to install it.
Was this the homeowner that did that, or
The rebuilt Florida did, well, the homeowner chose the mobile home. But the contractor's the one that contracted to set it up.
Well, it's still gotta go through the planning and zoning, and, I mean, we're just waiving the variance fee, but it's still gotta go through the process, and the planning and zoning can still say, hey, no, it's not gonna happen, or whatever.
Yeah, and, that's we don't prejudge the process, but, they wanted me to waive the process, and I'm like, I don't really can't do that, because once you make an exception, you make a new rule. I'm sorry.
I agree.
And so, because this is a distress situation, is the only reason I would consider bringing it to your attention to try to do it, and try to call an emergency meeting, because they're living in a motel, and, their kids can stay in the same school district. And, so there's some compassion there, but at the end of the day, we have to be careful with what we do, that we don't create a burden on others. That's why I think they still should be responsible for all of our direct costs.
Mr. Chair, I agree with you, Mr. Carlisle. I don't believe the homeowner, she didn't know the logistics of it, I don't believe, so that was the deal in there. And, the setback is off by a foot.
If they've worked it out to where they can get it moved back into the rear setback by a foot.
But still completely on their own lot.
Still completely on their own lot. Yeah, I would not allow it to go on other property, but technically it would be in more compliance than the original home was, but it's still required. But in this case, if they get the variance, then it becomes a conforming use. Right now, it would have been a non-conforming use where the old home was there, which creates other challenges.
So the old home didn't meet the setback requirements as well, so the homeowner had no way of knowing this. And I know you're talking about it's a single mother, and I agree with, being careful about setting precedents, but she didn't know, she just found some help for a home, and it's unfortunate that she didn't choose the smaller home, but I think if we can help her out with waiving the variance fee, I'm good with that. So that I'll move to approve the request to waive the $500 variance application fee.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't have a problem with this per se,
Yes, sir.
but what concerns me is, did this company come talk to you or Ms. Bouchon prior to buying this mobile home? Did y'all know anything about them going?
No, sir.
So they just took it on themselves to go pick out this mobile home, bring it in, like you say, and then they're good asking for all this variance. And I don't have a problem with it under the circumstances, but I don't want it to get out that all you gotta do is go to the county commission and they'll waive these variances.
I'm not a big fan of waiving variances, and I'm not a big fan of waiving variance fees, because I don't wanna, we have planning and zoning meeting members here, I don't wanna get too far into that, but when the burden is on the property owner, there's due diligence there, but as Mr. Taylor says, they didn't know, and of course we all say ignorance of the law is no excuse, we're just caught between a rock and a hard place. If they're gonna do it and you vote not to do it, they still have to do it, they still are gonna have to go through the process. It's not gonna stop them.
We're not waiving the process, we're just waiving the fee.
I understand that, but has this company come, put other houses out for private?
I'm sorry.
Has Timber Creek Homes in Southwest Florida, have they put other houses out there prior?
I don't believe so, I wouldn't know, I mean, it's not something I researched, but I don't know that he's done any work in Glades County before, to be honest, but I don't know, Susan, do you know?
No, I don't. I didn't look into
Well, I think that they should be notified before they ever do this again, they have to go through, let y'all know what's going on before something like this comes up again.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I'll go on with this, I'll second the motion.
All right, a motion by Commissioner Taylor, second by Commissioner South. Any further discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I know it doesn't say it, but since this is money, would you mind doing a roll call vote?
I can do that, sir. Any other discussion? We'll do a roll call vote. Myself is yes. Mr. Barnes?
Yes.
Mr. Patterson?
Yes.
Commissioner Taylor?
Yes.
Commissioner South?
Yes.
Passes 5-0. All right, take this to the end of our business agenda, now we go to constitutional officers, Gary, got anything? Any other constitutionals, I don't see nobody, anything from the sheriff's department? County attorney is not here, county manager.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, just a couple things. One, as you know, we were up in Tallahassee. I think we made some headway, made some convincing arguments. Thank you all for helping us get through that. That was, Susan and everybody with our county days was, even in the rain, we still had a lot of people show up. Sugar cane was a big hit, so, and the cowboy hat came. But, so that was good. I've had a meeting with DOT today to talk about some things we talked about up there, and we're working through that. Met with Charlotte County on the 74, talked with them, so they're on the same page. That may come up at the MPO meeting, the 74 discussion. So, and as I said, I met with a different lobbying firm that Lakefront Estates had hired, and they wanted to talk with me, and they hired another grant writer. So I met with them. I'm going to be scheduling with Connie and them to try to get that sewer plant for the CCDWA. Hopefully get it funded. So those are all good things. The one thing we do have coming up is, and it was while I was up in Tallahassee, this Heartland Festival. They want to bring the 5 counties. Oh, I've already got the emails. The 5 counties that were divided out of DeSoto County in 1921. April 12th and the 13th at the Passenger. They want us to participate for this big festival they're planning on for those 2 days. Susan and I and Ms. Taylor, we're gonna sit down and talk about it. I don't know what we're gonna give them as something to put in that house, but they wanna display some momentum while we're there, but we're gonna be working on that. But I think that's pretty exciting to do our 100 years of giving our
Where did you say the house was?
Passenger.
Okay, the way in the Pierce Lockett house.
Right. So I'm kind of excited about doing that, so. That's all I have on it.
You don't have an old horse out there we can
You what?
You don't have an old horse out there we can donate to? Saddle?
When I was a kid, my dad knew that lady, and they were real good friends, and I can remember going over there with him. And the house has been there for a long time, and I think it's a great idea. I'd like to be a part of it when it happens.
12th to the 13th of April.
That was supposedly, Lockett was Leland Pierce's aunt, which Leland Pierce developed Buckhead Ridge. We'll give him flagpole out of, so I don't know, we'll give him something, find something, everybody think of something we can give them that's historical in this county that. All right, anything else for the county manager? We want department heads, Archie.
All in our courthouse lawn.
Oh, it's
What was it?
We got hogs in the courthouse lawn.
Frogs.
Tore up the whole
hogs.
We'll be able to try to rake it out probably tomorrow and try to situate it, but I don't know where it came from or where they're going.
Right in the middle of the lawn,
Where at?
out front,
All out here by the
Couldn't
little
miss
tree
it.
in front, it's all rooted up.
couldn't miss it,
We met right on 27 overnight,
yeah.
in front of Palmdale.
Chris going to church, went to,
Okay,
oh,
good.
we did the courthouse door.
Hey, that's Florida, man.
gloriously met.
The rumble strips at the church. Rumble strips in front of the Baptist church.
Oh, you want those up?
Well, I don't, the people do, but they asked me about it today. I said, well, he's been busy, but he'll get to it.
We'll get them up tomorrow, Mrs. Brown. Good. Y'all for Hunter, got Hunter?
Yeah.
Hunter right in front of the Baptist church. We put them there for slow traffic, now they're loud and the neighbors do not like it.
Well, the guy that wanted them moved and somebody else moved in there now and she can't sleep at night because of it. I tried to warn them when they, but, oh well. Bailey, you got anything?
Nothing.
Ms. Bouchon?
Just wanna thank the commissioners for, the time that I spent up in rural county in Tallahassee. It's a pleasure. It's great to meet the other counties and see what the other counties are doing. And I just appreciate your help as well.
Thank you for being there. We needed you to help hold that tent down, that's for sure.
I have pictures.
It was pretty visible there for about an hour or so, but after that, it got warm and everybody dried out except their shoes, I think. Any other department heads? I don't see none. Commissioner's items, Mr. Sapp.
The only thing I wanna know about is, was it mentioned about us donating some money to the safety patrol? Has that been brought up? Has it been approved?
Not as a, excuse me, Mr. Chair,
So,
each individual.
I would like the board to donate some money to it, so they can do what. And I move that, make it in the form of a motion.
Well, if I may, Mr. Chair.
Sure.
So as we talked about at the last time this came up, it doesn't serve quote unquote the public purpose. And once you donate to one like that, you have to donate to everybody. And so Tasha and I had this conversation, it doesn't meet a public purpose. I know sending kids to Washington DC is a valiant thing, but it's not a budget item, it's not a public purpose, is the way it's determined.
I guess the motion dies from lack of second.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, well, I was the one that brought it up before, and Tasha was here, and
That's
so
okay.
did Mr. Carter.
That's,
But we can donate individually, which I did. I did it.
that's all I have. Wait a minute, Archie, are we on for in the morning, tomorrow?
Ooh, what time did I tell you?
6 o'clock.
I'll be there at 6:30.
Are we on, can we go tomorrow?
Well, I got an appointment tomorrow, Mr. Carl, at 9:30, I think, and then after that, I'll be back and we're out there.
Just give me a call when you get back. Okay, that'll be fine. That's it.
Alright, and you made the announcement, but yeah, his motion did die, it's like second for the record.
What'd you say?
I just repeated what you said, your motion died with lack of a second. I just wanted to make it official,
Thank you.
since I'm the chairman.
I'm sure all these safety patrol kids know that.
Yes, I have donated to them myself so much, so. Yes, did you have?
I was wondering what school? Which safety patrol?
I think it's all of them.
Moorhaven Elementary School.
Glades County Schools.
I don't know. Do they have safety patrol?
They do, they do. I just didn't know what school it was.
I'm not sure either.
Rashawn Burkowski will be your contact.
Who?
Rashawn Burkowski.
All right, Mr. Taylor.
I don't have anything tonight. I decided to go to the Central Florida Regional Planning Council meeting tomorrow for part of it. They're having it from 8:30 to 4, but I've just chosen to go to a couple of the classes or workshops, agriculture and our natural resources, the changing landscape of agriculture, and then the keynote speakers, Dr. Thomas Hochter. Does anyone know him?
Who is?
Dr. Thomas Hochter, University of Florida Department of Landscape Architecture. So, I'll be going to that tomorrow in Sebring. And I would like to thank Miss Susan and Mr. Carlisle for being there for us, in Tallahassee. Mr. did a great job at advocating and speaking up for Glades County, and I appreciate him doing that. And it's, things are looking up and looking hopeful. So that was our meetings on legislative day, and then, Miss Susan for being willing to make that long trip and display Glades County right there on the patio, in front of the Capitol, and, rain or shine, we were like, well, I started to say like the post office, but I don't know if I can say that
It ain't
anymore.
rain or shine at all, but,
But we looked like grounded rats there for a little bit when the storm came through, but, Susan and Commissioner Stanley and my husband, they held down the fort. So it was a good time, and I enjoyed it. And that's it.
and the thing that you're talking about, that's the Heartland 2060, I think everybody should have got an invitation to that, but it talks about what the counties are gonna look like in 2060, so I think the public's invited to that too, but there's also a thing tomorrow at, Badcock Ranch, they're having FTNL invited me to something out there, but it's a display or something of all the stuff they're doing out there, but
Solar system.
there's a whole bunch of stuff going on tomorrow. Alright, Mr. Barnes.
I don't really have anything, sir. I had one thing I spoke with Mr. Carl about. I've had several phone calls on the Yana Sandline, I believe it is. They're just parking trucks in the mornings. They're on both sides of the shoulder, so it's impeding traffic going through them.
We'll let DOT know, and I'll let the, sheriff's department know as well.
That's
Better?
Not a whole lot. Had a very interesting trip to Tallahassee. Neat to see how that works up there. And, had a lot of great meetings. Thank y'all for everyone for being up there and showing me around, and, long drive, but worth it, I think. Had some really great meetings with DOT and Representative Tuck, Senator Grawl, and thank them for meeting with us. The trucks, that's nothing we could do with the new rules that we enacted, where you can't park on the side of the road.
There are already no parking signs on that road, and we did have a meeting with them. In fact, we probably can send code enforcement up there because that's part of their development agreement.
One doesn't have a turning lane, so they just spec.
Yeah, I know when we wrote the new ruling for mines in Florida, or mines in Glades County, that there was no stacking of trucks anywhere on the side of the road.
So that would be the new lines.
Yes.
So they're already, but they're in non-compliance with their development agreement
Okay.
and with the no parking signs on DOT right away.
Right.
And when I was here last time, we worked with them to build a road inside the fence, and they never built it. So, we can address the code side of it, but the sheriff's department knows about the no parking, and they shouldn't be parking there, and then, DOT is aware of it because it's creating a hazard on their road.
Yes.
But I think we can actually maybe go out there with code and say, oh, by the way, because the mine can't stop them. It's the truck drivers who get there early because they don't wanna line up. But it's the truck drivers that are the guilty party, they're independent contractors, and that becomes, but they're creating a nuisance by having the mine, so we're gonna address it with their code, I think, as well. It's gonna be a little complicated.
And then the other thing is, we're talking about hogs out here in the, there's been a couple of them been shot on some of these side roads because there's people keeping hogs where they shouldn't be keeping hogs, and wild hogs, and rooting up neighborhoods and everything else and getting out. And, I know we had one case that we went and looked at, and, they were told they couldn't see anything because of brush and vegetation, but that homeowner has contacted me again, and he said he has cleared all the brush and vegetation, and you're welcome to get on his property, check it out.
And I gave that information to the code enforcement officer, and Judson was supposed to be going out there.
Yeah, I had one over in my yard the other day too, so they're out. That's all I've got.
I have a lot. I attended my first GCDC meeting today, and it supposedly gonna start putting prisoners, ICE prisoners in April first, so we'll see how that goes, but, looks good. Tomorrow night's Buckhead Ridge Community Center meeting starts at 6:30, everybody wants to come. And I will tell you, there's a bill out there that's being, pushed to make all counties go back to single district voting, so it's not going, the bill won't pass it, but it'll be, they're trying to get it to put it on the, as an amendment to the Constitution on the ballot, so it may not, I know we've ran that around here a few times, but it may not be our choice if this passes. It may all be, single district again, so it's a bill, it's got that, and it's got that all school board superintendents have to be elected too, so, but I've seen a big write-up about Lee County that, they're all for this amendment because so the people that were running in Lee County were winning in their district, but they didn't win overall, so anyway, we'll see how it goes. It might make it, it might not, but that's about all I've got. Any other public comment before we close? Everybody's quiet tonight, that's great. Seeing as our business is finished, we are adjourned at